Okay, so I have a confession to make. I actually agree with something that Ofsted, the big O, have actually put out there this week, and that is that schools should be accountable for what happens next to the exam years. Because let's face it, the exam years have been dealt a hand which is far short from what they would normally get. Let's take year 11s first. They would normally have had a period of time in which their next steps were considered. They would have been given more one-to-one coaching on college applications and the benefits of staying in sixth form against college and how to pick their subjects moving forward, to help them understand how life works in relation to qualifications, because that is actually a really important step. I've had year 11s actually saying to me, what do I do next? How does it all link together? Because they don't know, they just take the exams that they're told to take. This is a real difficulty for me, because I think that education and the whole learning process, whether it's academic learning, vocational learning, I don't care. Any type of learning is made that much more efficient if the person who's learning knows why they are learning it. Year 11s, for example, should be told to choose their A-levels carefully, because their A-levels will somehow link to the step that they take after that, which is only 2 years away. If they go to university, what are their choices of career right now? I'm not saying they know what they want to do for the rest of their life. Nobody does. In fact, I tell them now, don't pigeonhole yourself, because at some point you're going to change your mind. I certainly did. By the time I was 25, I had realised that I shouldn't really be an accountant because it didn't match my personality or my aspirations. So I'm not going to sit there and tell them, pick a career for the rest of your life. I'm going to say, what does it look like now? So that we can furnish you with some choices that will help you to pivot when the need arrives. The only things I'd say for definite is to make sure that you've got your English and maths and science at a grade 5 or above, because that gives you much more pivotability. Let's say that. It's not a word, but it sounds good, doesn't it? Now, year 13s, even those moving on to university, yes, they are over 18, but that in no way automatically makes them able to make adult decisions. They will also have missed out on that career path discussion. That bit of the annual syllabus that tells them what they're facing and furnishes them with the skills that they need to be able to move forward effectively. Ofsted have said schools need to be accountable for using the time after teacher assessed grades to help these students to catch up on all that they would have missed. I would say, Ofsted, if you're listening, I know you're not, but if you were, I would say good idea, because they don't need to be taught it, they do need to be supervised, they do need to have the ability to ask questions. This will not necessarily go well if they're not in school. I know schools will be saying, well, we haven't got the manpower. This all leads right back to the government's funding, but that does not mean that the kids should not get it. So if I were you, I would be looking at, if your school has already sent them home for the summer, how can you help them to make those decisions? How can you help them to to be guided along that road that involves less confusion, that allows them to feel happy that they're making the decisions that are right for them. That is a key point for the exam years this year, that no matter what happens, they can make decisions that are right for them, and that will lead them somewhere where they want to be. What can we do? We can, one, say to the school, you need to do it. Ofsted are certainly saying to the schools that you need to do it. But again, it's like, whose responsibility is it? To a large extent, it's ours to make sure our kids are okay. So if you want to, I am still offering free, no obligation conversations with your child and yourself, or if they're year 13s by themselves, to hammer out the detail and to make sure that they know where they're going next. Kids' mental health is key here. Without guidance, they make decisions that they're not sure about, and that does not lead anywhere that we want it to lead them. So I'm here every week on a Wednesday if you need to hear what's happening in the education world. I'm here 24/7 on the internet at jgeducate.com if you want to book a free no obligation call. One way or another, please don't leave this undealt with. Please don't leave them there saying, okay, you got good results, woohoo, just move on. No, they have career aspirations which they need guidance on. But while saying that, it's raining outside and I am going to go and have a nice cup of coffee. And I hope to hear from you soon. Take care.